to aplusstudents.com. Then you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 5 lesson. The name of the topic is multiplication. Okay, I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 11. Chapter 11. And the lesson number is lesson number, just a moment please, 17. Okay, so the lesson number is 17. What we would be doing today is we need to multiply by 2-digit numbers. Okay, and what we would be doing is we would do the completion of the missing steps. That says complete the missing steps. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to the website. That is grade 5, chapter number 11, multiplication, and the lesson. Okay. So before starting off with the first question, we'll see what 2-digit numbers are. We say 2-digit number. We know that we can select any number. Let's suppose we say 20 and 3. The first position is tens, and the innermost number is always ones, right? So there are 2 tens and 3 ones in this number, right? Agreed? That's a 2-digit number. So when we are multiplying any two 2-digit numbers with, let's suppose if I would say 23 is being multiplied by another 2-digit number, that is 1 and 7, right? 17. So when we are multiplying any 2-digit numbers, what we can do is we follow certain steps. The first value of ones is multiplied by both of these numbers, right? So we know that 7 times 3 is 21. We keep the ones and we carry the tens. 7 times 2 was 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. Agreed? So the most important part is when we go to the tens. When the tens is being multiplied by either of these ones and tens, what we need to remember is whenever we are doing tens, we put a 0. We start off with a 0 because we are already in the tens. When we would be in hundreds, hi Semi. Okay, so when we would be in hundreds, we put 2 zeros, but this is only 2-digit numbers, agreed? So what we can say is, in this multiplication of a 2-digit number, when we had to multiply 1 by 3, we say that is a 3. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3, and 1 multiplied by 2 would be 2. And what we do is, we simply add this. This is something that we need to remember. The 0 comes down, okay? So when we add them together, 1 plus 0 would be 1, 6 plus 3 would be 9, and 1 plus 2 was 3. So our final answer came out to be 391. Okay, this is the final answer. Welcome, Semi. So what will happen in this topic is, here we saw how multiplication is done for any 2-digit numbers, right? So what they are doing is, I'll show you the first question, and they have done partial of multiplication and they are skipping some steps, some values. So we need to find those values which have been skipped. Okay, this is our question number 1. and they're telling us find the missing numbers. Okay, some numbers are missing, so we need to find those numbers. So we start off with question number 1. They're saying 53 is being multiplied by 11, right? So I'll just highlight by a color. When this 1 was multiplied by 3, we got a 3. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 1 multiplied by 5 is a 5, right? But the second one is in the position of tens. This was ones, right? Ones with the red, tens with the blue, okay? So whenever we are doing tens, what we need to remember is we need to put a 0 ourselves because that is already tens. So now let's see. 1 multiplied by 3 was 3 and 1 multiplied by 5 was a 5. And when we add them, 3 plus 0 was 3 plus 0 was 3, 5 plus 3 was 8, and 5 comes as it is. So we found the missing values, right? So in this case, our missing values were 5, 3, and 0. Okay. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Rebecca. Okay. So we need to find the missing values. Okay. Let's see. The next question. Find the missing numbers. Fill in the missing numbers in the given. Okay. For question number 2, it says fill in the missing numbers for this given information. Okay. For this given data. This is a comma over here because whenever the answer is in 4 digits, we put a comma. The digits are separated by 3 each. So when we have this was ones and these would be tens. When the 4 in the second number was multiplied by 4, 4 multiplied by 4 was 16. We carried a 1. 4 multiplied by 6 was 24. Plus 1 becomes 25. Right? This is already given to us. We are missing some values. Let's see what values would that be. When 9 is multiplied by 4, 9 is in tens position, right? So we need to remember whenever we are multiplying with tens, we put a 0 as it is. Now can we say 9 multiplied by 4 is 36. We put down the 6, sorry. We put down the 6 and we carry a 3. 9 multiplied by 6 was 54. 54 plus 3 is 59. And finally, when we add them together, just to verify, 6 plus 0 was 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. We carry a 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 9. Sorry, I did something. What did I do? Sorry. 6 into 9. Just a moment. 6 into 9 should be 54. Oh, I should write 57. My mistake. I wrote a 60. 57, right? My mistake. That means 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 7 is 10. We carry a 1 over here and this becomes 6,000. So our missing values are 5760. So we have to find these missing values. Hi, Nani. Hi, Valerie. Okay. Let's move ahead for the next question. For the next question, it says, when there are two two-digit numbers being multiplied together, we need to, there's a step missing and we need to find that step. Question number 3 says this statement, and the values are given in this manner. This is our question number 3. So we are missing some values over here. Okay. So let's suppose if we are missing some values over here, we can say the missing values were these. We know that these are the ones, these are the tens. Agreed? Hi, boy. Okay. So when we are multiplying 0 by 2, stays as a 0. 0 multiplied by 2, it stays as a 0, right? So the missing value was 0. 2 zeros, because once we multiply 0 by 2, it stays as a 0. 0 multiplied by 2 stays as 0. And the final answer was 440. Yes, thank you, Nani. So for the next question, let's see. Okay, whenever we are multiplying 2-digit number, we do not have a fixed rule which number should come at the top. Okay, we do not have any fixed rule for that. Either of the numbers, like in this case, in the next question, question number 4, we can see that the numbers given to us are 10 and 88. So we could have written 88 and 10, right? Okay. Or him. Okay. So now let's see again. If we have the ones and we have the tens. So what we can say over here is, these were the missing. Okay. 0 multiplied by 8 is 8 multiplied by 0 would be 0. 8 multiplied by 1 was 8. But once we go to the tens, we need to remember that we need to put a 0. Okay. 8 multiplied by 0 would be 0, and 8 multiplied by 1 was 8. So when we add them together, we get the final answer. That is 880. And the missing value was 800. Okay. Thank you so much. So moving ahead, we can say we need to find fill in the missing numbers. Yes. Okay. Answer. No. The answer was 880. That was already given to us, right? We had to find the missing numbers, which I had made in a green box. The missing numbers were 800, right? So we need to read the question carefully and see what is the exact requirement and what are they expecting us to give as an answer. So question number 5 says, when this 3 was multiplied by, when the 3 was multiplied by 2, I'll just rewrite this. When 3 in the ones was multiplied by 2, we can write a 6. 3 multiplied by 2 is a 6, right? Similarly, when 2 was multiplied by 2, we can write a 4. 2 multiplied by 2, we can write a 4. Why do we put a 0? Because this 2 is in the tens position. And so the missing number is, okay, so the missing number is 66, whereas the final answer was 506. Okay. Let's move to the next question. The next question says, fill in the missing number. We just need to find the missing numbers, but we would try to do all steps, okay, so that we can recall as well. in the next question, it says when 75, question number 6, it says 75 is multiplied by, hi Nathan, hi Ohim, let's focus. When 75 was multiplied by 70, we know that this 5 and 0 is ones category and this was tens. So when 0 was multiplied by 5, we have a 0. 0 multiplied by 7, it was still a 0, right? So the missing values are the final answer. That means we do not even have to do the multiplication. We just need to do the addition over here. So can we say 0 plus 0 would be 0, 5 plus 0 would be 5, 2, 5. That means we can say the answer is 5,250. Okay. We just need to find the missing values. Okay, let's see something else. For the next question, it says, fill in the missing number such that 10 was multiplied by, yes, 5250. And we prefer separating the last 3 digits, right? So we put a comma, 5, 250. It's easier to read. For the next question, it says, find the missing number such that 10 was multiplied by 27. So we know that 7 multiplied by 0 would be 0. 7 multiplied by 1 would be 7. What is the rule for multiplying the tens? So when we are multiplying the tens, we need to remember, we need to put a 0 over here. Yes, Nathan and Ediboy, that's a correct answer. Okay. So what we can say over here is, when this 2 was multiplied by 0, that is 0. 2 multiplied by 1 was 2. So we know that the missing numbers in this question were 200. For him, why? We are multiplying this by this and this by this. 2 multiplied by 0 would be 0. And we are not giving him, what we are doing is, the values in the box, those were the missing values which we had to find, right? The answer was already given to us. So we had to find the missing values. Do we agree? Okay, let's try another question. Question number 8. Okay, for question number 8, what we can do is, okay, the numbers are in thousands, the final product. Product is when you multiply numbers together. So if I say this is my question number 8, and these values were given to us for question number 8. I'll just make them in separate boxes so that we have space and we do not confuse the questions, okay? For the last question, question number 8, the answer is given to us, the first multiplication, the unit multiplication is given to us. So when we multiply a tens, so we know that when we are multiplying a 10, we have to put a 0. 6 times 5, sorry, we know that 6 times 5 is 30, right? So we put the units over here and we carry the tens. 6 times, sorry, why can you not see? Can you see my screen? Oh, sorry. Sorry, by mistake. And 6 times 4 is 24, right? 24 plus 3 would be 27. So that means I'm missing, yes, 2, no, for him, the missing value is 2700. This was the complete missing value. We need to include this. Okay, we cannot say it's 270. The missing value was 2700 in question number 8. Because this 0 is the part of this value, right? Agreed? Okay, thank you. Let's try the next question. So the next question, that is question number 9. The question number 9 says, let me just copy this. Okay. So our question number 9 is 92 multiplied by something, okay? This is our question number 9. And what they are asking us, find the missing values, right? But it's very easy when we see the units to be 0, because we know the rule that any number multiplied by 0, when 0 is multiplied by 2, this would be 0, right? 0 is multiplied by 9, it would still be 0. So when we see a number ending by a 0, we just give 0 as the answer, because it would not have any impact, right? But if I would change this question, let's say if I would make this 91, okay? Let's make this 91 and let's see the difference. Okay, that means the final answer has to change. Okay, if I would make this for question number 10, if I make this 91, now we know that the values will change. Why? Because when a number is being multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 2 stays as 2, 1 multiplied by 9, it stays as 9. So the missing values were 92, and the second part of missing values were, this is also missing for us, right? Because we changed the question, so now we have different set of values. So can we say 2 plus 0 is 2, 9 plus 8 is 17, we carry a 1 to the hundreds, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 8 stays as it is, just with the difference. And Deepa, why are you saying 8100? See, when 0 is multiplied by anything, then 0 stays as the answer, right? I cannot understand. 92 multiplied by 90, right? Why do you have an answer that is 8100? Ediboya Nathan? Oh, okay. Thank you. Not for this, right? We are on question number 9 and question number 10. Thank you, Ediboy. Let's have a look at another question. When 32 is multiplied by 33. Yeah. I changed the question, okay? I was just trying to show you the difference, what it makes by just by changing one number from 0 to any other number, right? Okay, this would be our question number 11. What they're asking us is to find the missing value. So we know that the units position was 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. We don't even have to do this because they have, where, Ohem? Where's the confusion? Can you tell me the question number? Yeah, we put 0 to all the numbers over here. So 0 plus 0 would be 0. 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 8 plus 0 would be 8. Because this value was a 0. Anything multiplied. Because when we are adding, we are multiplying anything by a 0, it stays a 0. So we can write multiple zeros over here, and 0 when being added, see, this 0 was added to this, and this. That does not make any difference, because when 0 is added to a number, eventually the number stays the same. Like in question number 10, 2 was added to a 0. The answer stays as 2. Agreed? Okay. Let's focus on question number 11, right? Ohim, from the scratch. Let's do this, okay? This was a 3 given. That needs to be multiplied by 2. What is 3 times 2? It was 6, which was already given to us. 3 times 3 is 9. That is already given to us, right? These values are already given to us. When we multiply the 3 in tens that I'm marking with the red color, right? 3 is multiplied by the 2's. Since this is the tens position, we need to remember that we need to put a 0. What is 3 multiplied by 2? Was 6. 3 multiplied by 3 was 9. Agreed? So when we add 6 plus 0, stays as 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. We leave the unit part and we take the tens part to the next value. 1 plus 9 is 10. So we can say the missing value in this question was 1056. Yeah. So yes, it is 15. We know that 9 plus 6 was 15, right? So we leave the 5 here and we take the 1 to the next value. Okay? Do we agree? Ohim, do we agree? It's okay, Nathan. No problem. Okay, let's try more examples. The next question says, fill in the missing number and the numbers are given this. Okay, this is our question number 12. For the second number, we can say this is a 4 over here. This information is already, this question is already solved for us, right? All we need to do is we need to add the numbers. 8 plus 0 would be 8. 6 plus 6 is 12. We take 1 to the next value. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. We write 1 and we carry a 1, that is 3. We already have the answer, right? 3128. But if you want to see how the multiplication was done, okay, let's suppose if I would take the same question, I would skip some other value. Okay, same question, let's skip some other value. Let's suppose this was given to us. Okay, this answer is already given. I'm trying an alternate for this. Okay, and let's say if this value was not given to us. Okay, So we change the question. Agreed? Okay. Now we can see that we have the first row of values. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. And 4 multiplied by 9 would be 36. Agreed? Now we say when we multiply, sorry, I'll just change the color. When 3 is multiplied by 2, right? But since we know that these two numbers are tens, agreed? They are tens, right? And these two numbers were ones. So whenever we are multiplying tens, what we need to do is we need to put a 0. 3 multiplied by 2 would be 6. And 3 multiplied by 9 is 27. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Ohim. So if for the same question, what we did was we changed the missing numbers, right? In the first question, these were the missing numbers. And when we changed the question, we made these as the missing numbers, right? So the missing numbers in part B, question number 12, second part would be 2760. Okay. So this is a single question, okay, done differently. Let's move ahead. For the next question, if I say fill in the missing numbers, question number 13. See, one thing we need to see over here, that second row unit position is 0 for every question, right? This is something that we have, it's compulsory and we add by ourselves. See, this is 0, this is 0, 0, 0, and 0. So when we are multiplying a tens, we need to put a 0 there, right? So what we are missing over here is the units. When the number 1 is multiplied by 9, 1 multiplied by 9 is 9, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So these were the missing numbers. So 19 is the missing value for this question number 13. Okay? Do we agree? Ohim and Nathan, do we agree on this? Yes, thank you, Nathan. Okay, if I would do the same question differently, okay? If I would do the same question, let's suppose if I copy the same question and I change the values which are missing in this, okay? So if I say 19 was given to us, okay? And 3, this value was missing for us. I change the missing number. So can we find the missing numbers? Can we find the missing number? Okay. How would we do it? Since we know that we are trying to multiply the tens, right? This is the tens. So we have to put a 0 over here. We begin by a 0. 2 multiplied by 9 would be 18. Agreed? 2 multiplied by 9 is 18. And we carry a 1. 2 multiplied by 1 was 2. and we have plus 1, that is 3. So in this case, the missing number was 380. When we compare the first and the second type, we can always say they're exactly the same. It's just the values are different that are missing. Okay. So let's look at the third possibility. There are only 3 possibilities for this kind of a question. Okay. Why? If this number was given to us, okay, only this was missing. So can we find the missing number in the third possibility? In these kinds of questions, when you're multiplying 2 digits numbers, there are only 3 possibilities for you. Maybe the multiplication of units is missing, maybe the multiplication of tens is missing, or maybe the total sum is missing, right? So when in the third type, but usually I as a teacher would give you the second type, the middle type, because in the middle type, you need to remember that you have to put a 0. That's the most tricky part, right? In the third type, it's very easy. 9 plus 0 is 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. And 3 plus nothing is 3. Right? So these are the 3 possibilities we have when it's a 2-digit number being multiplied by a 2-digit number. No other possibilities, okay? Do we agree? If we do agree, I'll move ahead. Let's have a look at another question. Okay, let's say if the second category was missing for us, and they're asking us to fill in the missing numbers, that would be question number 14. Okay, very good. If there is any question ever, please do ask, right? Because I'm here to help you out. If you would not ask, I would never know. Let's suppose question number 14. Okay. Let's do question number 14. See, we can see the first row is given to us, right? That means the unit multiplication is given. 7 multiplied by 6 was 636, 42. So we write, this is already given to us, right? I'm just confirming. 7 multiplied by 7 was 49. 49 plus 4 is 53. This was already given. We need to find the missing value, okay? Are we together on question number 14? Okay, I'm solving this now. So it says 6, but this is on the tens position, right? So what is the first thing we need to do? We need to we start with a 0. We start from the tens position. When we are multiplying 10, you start from the tens position. When you will be multiplying later on with 100, you will start from a hundreds position. Right now, we are doing tens. We start off with the second digit, okay? So 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. We leave the 6. We carry the 3. 6 times 7 is 42, right? And plus 3 would be 45. Can we confirm whether our answer is correct or incorrect? We can always confirm 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 6 was 9. 5 plus 5 is 0. We carry 1. And this becomes 5. That means our answer is correct over here. Okay? We can all, yes, 4,560. Okay? Thank you, Ahim. Thank you. Let's try one more. Or let's do the test so that we have a better idea, okay? Let's do some questions from the test so that we have a better idea of what we exactly need to do. Just a moment, I need to go back. Grade 5, chapter number 11, multiplication, lesson number, let me see, lesson number 17, and question number 1, okay? Let's do the test. And let me copy. This is the first question for the test. Okay, The remaining questions you can always do as a practice at home, right? So the first question says the given values are there. Fill in the missing numbers or choose the correct possible answer for the missing values. Okay, this is given to us. This is a given question. Okay, question number 1, and these values are missing. Okay, I'll tell you something. The easiest way is not by multiplication. If the first row is given to us, we are missing the middle value and the last value is given to us, right? So what we can see over here, it's a plus sign, right? This plus this should be equals to this, right? So what we do if we do the reverse way? Yes, it's 200. Thank you. So can we do this 270 minus 70? Shouldn't we get the answer? Right? We can go the reverse way as well, right? Or if you want to do the working, we put the 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. Either you subtract from the final answer, you get the missing value, or you do the multiplication. But we would prefer not doing the subtraction because the name of the topic is multiplication, solving the questions through multiplication, right? Subtraction is an option that we can do later on once we know that method, accurate method, okay? So for the next question, it says, fill in the missing numbers and select from the given options. If these are the options given in question number 2, okay, we will try not to do by subtraction because through subtraction we know 399 minus 380 would be 19, right? We already know the answer. I gave you the answer for a reason so that we know how to do it the other way around. The answer is already 19, but we are not doing it through that way. What we are trying to do is 1 multiplied by 9 is 9 and 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. We are trying to do it through multiplication. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ham. And thank you, Nathan. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's see what other possibilities we have. Okay. Next question, fill in the missing numbers. And the answer should be, for question number 3, the answer should be, I'll just resize. This slash doesn't mean anything. It's just like computer generated slash so that you can input your values. Okay, this is our question number 3. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. Easy. 66 was the answer. Or to confirm, 506 minus 440. 6 minus 0 is 6. 50 minus 4 is 6. 44 is 6. That means 66 was the answer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Him. Thank you, Nathan. Moving ahead to the next question. But we will try our level best to do it through multiplication. But there would be some questions where even we are doing the topic of multiplication, we cannot do multiplication. Why? Let's look at the next question. Because multiplication in this question number 4 is already done for us, right? The working for the multiplication is already done for us. All we need to do is we need to find the sum. So we cannot do multiplication anymore, right? So we just need to do addition in this case. What should be the answer? Option A, option B? Yes, Nathan. What about question number 4? See, in all the questions, this number is 0, right? So we remember that whenever we do tens, we put a 0 because we have to start from the tens position. So what we can say is 8 plus 0 is 8. When we look at this question over here, this is ending in 8, this is ending in 5. That means we cannot have a number ending in 5, right? Just by one digit, we can tell. The final digit should be 8. Yes, option number 1 is the correct answer, right? Okay, do one thing, complete the remaining questions. There are total 15 questions. We are done with 4. You would be doing 11 more questions. Okay, give them a try. If by chance you do it incorrect, the website will show you the correct answer, right? And hopefully there would be no mistakes. Okay, take your time and solve those. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much and take care. Have a nice day. Bye.